Shalom, shalom, mashpaka. Palal, that all is well with you and yours. In Yahuwah's Qadashayam, the name that is above all names. Halal Yahuah. I'm going to be going into a reading on the book of AZRaH. AZRaH 4, which means help. I want to show you the letters Ain, Zan, Rash, Hey. AZRaH. AZRaH. Help. So like AZRa'Al is like my help comes from Elohim, or Elohim is my help. Baruk Yahuah. I am very excited to go in to this book, and I think it's very long. It's 16 chapters, and if I recall correctly, the last 13, 14, 15, 16, the last 4 right here are hugely prophetic for the last days, but there's foundational truths in here going back to, if I recall correctly, Adam and Masha. So I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and get into it. Baruk Yahuah. The second Sephar of the prophet AZRaH, son of Saryahu, son of Azaryahu, son of Kilkiyahu, son of Shalum, son of Sadak, son of Akitub. The son of Abishua, the son of Pinishach, the son of Ali, the son of Aramayahu, the son of Azariyahu, son of Marayuth, son of Buki, son of Abishua, son of Pinashach, son of Al-Azar, son of Aran, of the tribe of Lawi, which was captive in the land of Madai in the reign of Artaxashta, king of the Persians. And the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Go your way, and show my people their crimes, their chata deeds, and their children, their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children. Because the crimes of the fathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange, this is foreign mighty ones, eat meat sacrificed to idols, worship and esteem devils rather than Yahuwah. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath, and despised my counsel. Pull off then the hair of your head, and cast all evil upon them, for they have not been obedient unto my Torah, but it is a rebellious people. How long shall I forbear them, into whom I have done so much taub? Multiple kings have I destroyed for their sakes. Pharaoh with his servants and all his power have I smitten down. All the nations have I destroyed before them, and in the east I have scattered the people of two provinces, even Zor and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies. Speak therefore unto them, saying, Thus says Yahuwah, I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe passage. I gave you Masha for a leader, and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light in a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have you forgotten me, says Yahuwah. Thus says Al Shaddai Yahuwah, the quails were as a sign to you. I gave you tents for your safe guard. Nevertheless, you murmured there, and triumph not in my name for the destruction of your enemies, but even to this day do you yet murmur. Where are the benefits that I have done for you? When you were a hungry and a thirsty in the wilderness, did you not cry unto me, saying, Why have you brought us into the wilderness to kill us? It had been better for us to have served the Mitzrayim than to die in the wilderness. Then had I pity upon your weepings, mournings, and gave you manna to eat, so you did eat angel's bread. When you were thirsty, did I not cleave the rock, and waters flowed out to your fill? For the heat I covered you with the leaves of the trees. I divided among you a fruit-filled land, and cast out the Kenanim, the Perazim, and the Pelishtim before you. What shall I yet do more for you, says Yahuwah. Thus says Al Shaddai Yahuwah, when you were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorim, being athirst and blaspheming my name, I gave you not fire for your blasphemies, but cast a tree in the water and made the water sweet. What shall I do unto you, O Yaakov? You, Yahudah, would not obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may guard my statutes. Seeing you have forsaken me, I will forsake you also when you desire me to be favor unto you. I shall have no chesed upon you. Whensoever you shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For you have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but you have forsaken your own selves, says Yahuwah. Thus says Al Shaddai Yahuwah, have I not palal you as a father his son, as a mother her daughter, and as a nurse her young babe? That you would be my people, and I should be your Elohim, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father. I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings. But now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. When you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you, For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcisions have I forsaken. I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom you have taken and slain and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require at your hands, says Yahuwah. Thus says Al Shaddai Yahuah, your house is desolate. I will cast you out as the wind does stubble, and your children shall not be filled with fruit, but they have despised my commandments and done the things that is evil before me. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me, to whom I have showed no signs, yet they shall do things that I command of them. They have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their crimes to remembrance and acknowledge them. I take to witness the favor of the people to come, whose little ones praise in Gil, and though they have not seen me, with bodily eyes, yet in the Ruach they believe the things that I say. And now, brother, behold what esteem and see the people that come from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, Husha, Amos, Micah, Yahu, Yu'al, Obadiyahu, and Yonah. Nahum and Habakkuk, Taphaniyahu, Haggai, Zachariahu, and Malachi, which is called also angel of Yahuwah. Baruk Yahuah. Chapter 2. Thus says Yahuwah, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them commandments by manservants, prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsels. The mother that bore them says unto them, Go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with Gil, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you, for you have transgressed before Yahuwah Elohim, and done that thing that is evil before him. But what shall I now do unto you? I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, O my children, and ask Hasad of Yahuwah. As for me, O Father, I call upon you for a witness over the mother of these children, which would not guard my oath. That you bring them to confusion, and their mother to a spoil, that there may be no offspring of them. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my oath. Woe be unto you, Ashur, you that hide the unrighteousness in you. O you wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Amorah, whose land lies in clods of pitch and heaps of ashes. Even so will I do unto them that hear me not, says Al Shaddai Yahuah. Yahuah. Thus says Yahuah unto AZRaH, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto Yashar'Al. Their esteem also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I had prepared for them. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Go, and ye shall receive palal for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the taub, for I live, says Yahuah. Mother, embrace your children and bring them up with guile. Make their feet as fast as a pillar, for I have chosen you, says Yahuah. And those that be dead will I raise up again from their places and bring them out of the graves, for I have known my name in Yashar'Al. Fear not, you mother of the children, for I have chosen you, says Yahuah. For your help will I send my servants, Asu and Yarmiyahu, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for you 12 trees laden with diverse fruits. And as much fountains flowing with milk and honey, 7 mighty mountains whereupon there grow roses and lilies, whereby I will fill your children with guile. Do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor, defend the orphan, clothe the naked, heal the broken and the weak. Laugh not a lame man to scorn, defend the maimed, and let the blind man come unto the sight of my clearness. Keep the old and young within your walls. Wheresoever you find the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give you the first place in my resurrection. Abide still, O my people, and take your rest, for your quietness still come. Nourish your children, O Taub nurse, establish their feet. As for the servants whom I have given you, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among your number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness comes, others shall weep and be filled with sorrow, but you shall be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy you, but they shall be able to do nothing against you, says Yahuah. My hand shall cover you, so that your children shall not see Sheol. Be filled with guile, O mother, with your children, for I will deliver you, says Yahuah. Remember your children that sleep, for I shall bring them out of the sides of the earth, and show chesed unto them, for I am filled with favor, says Yahuah Sabaoth. Just so you know, I believe that this mother, this woman that's referred to, is also in Revelation 12, if you want to go check it out. Embrace your children until I come and show favor unto them. For my wells run over, and my favor shall not fail. I, AZRaH, received a charge of Yahuwah upon Mount Urab, that I shall go unto Yashar'Al. But when I came unto them, they placed me at naught and despised the commandment of Yahuwah. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen that hear and understand, look, for your shepherd, he shall give you everlasting rest, for he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world. Be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. Flee the shadow of this world. Receive the guil of your esteem. I testify, my deliverer, openly. Yahusha. Hallelujah. Oh, receive the gift that is given you, and be glad. Give thanks unto him that has led you to the heavenly kingdom. Arise up and stand. Behold the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Yahuwah. Which are departed from the shadow of the world and have received miraculous garments of Yahuwah. Take your number, O Zion, and shut up those of yours that are clothed in white, which have completed the Thurah of Yahuwah. Whee! The number of your children whom you long for is completed. Beseech the power of Yahuwah that your people who have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. I, AZRaH, saw upon Mount Sion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahuwah with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man on a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he placed crowns. And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the Malach, the angel, and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Elohim. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is that that crowns them and gives them the palms in their hands? So he answered, said unto me, It is the Son of Elohim, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahuwah. Baruk Yahuah. Then the angel said unto me, Go your way, and tell my people what manner of things, and how great wonders of Yahuwah, Aluhaika, you have seen. Baruk. Chapter 3. In the 30th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babal, and lay troubled upon my bed, and my thoughts came up over my heart, for I saw the desolation of Zion, and the wealth of them that dwelt at Babel. And my Ruach was sore moved, so that I began to speak words filled with fear to all Alyon, saying, O Yahuah Adoni, you spoke at the beginning, when you did plant the earth, and that by yourself alone and command the people, and gave a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of your hands, and did breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before you. And you led him into paradise, which your right hand had planted, before ever the earth came forward. And unto him you gave commandment to love your way, which he transgressed. And immediately you appointed death in him, and in his generation, of whom came nations, tribes, peoples, and kindreds out of number. And every people walked after their own will, and did wonder-filled things before you, and despised your commandments. And again, in process of time, you brought the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyed them. And it came to pass in every one of them, that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to those. Nevertheless, one of them you left, namely Nach, with his household, of whom came all Qadashayam males. And it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had begotten them multitudes of children, and were a great people, they began again to be more wicked than the first. Now when they lived so wickedly before you, you did choose you a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him you loved, and unto him only you showed your will, and made an everlasting oath with him, promising him that you would never forsake his seed. And unto him you gave Yitzhak, and unto Yitzhak also you gave Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, you did choose him to you, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude. And it came to pass that when you led his seed out of Mitzrayim, you brought them up to the Mount Sinai. And bowing the heavens, you did place fast the earth, moved the whole world, and made the depths to tremble, and troubled the males of that age. And your esteem went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that you might give the AZRaH unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Yashar'Al. And yet took you not away from them a wicked heart, that your AZRaH might bring forth fruit in them. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him. Thus infirmity was made permanent, and the AZRaH also in the heart of the people, with the malignity of the root, so that the Taub departed away, and the evil abode still. So the times passed away, and the years were brought to an end. Then did you raise up a servant called Daud, whom you commanded to build a city unto your name, and to offer incense and oblation unto you therein. When this was done multiple years, then they that inhabited the city forsook you, and in all things did even as Adam and all his generations had done, for they also had a wicked heart. And so you gave your city over into the hands of your enemies. Are their deeds then any better than that inhabit Babel, that they should therefore have the dominion over Zion? For when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw multitudes of evildoers in the 30th year, so that my heart failed me. For I have seen how you suffer them, transgressing and having spared wicked doers, and have destroyed your people, and have preserved your enemies, and have not signified it. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babal better than they of Zion? Or is there any other people that knows you besides Yashar'Al? Or what generation has so believed your oath as Jacob? And yet their reward appears not, and their labor has no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon your commandments. Weigh therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world, and so shall your name nowhere be found but in Yashar'Al. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not transgressed in your sight? Or what people have so kept your commandments? You shall find that Yashar'Al by name has kept your precepts, but not the heathen. Chapter 4. And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriah, gave me an answer and said, Your heart has gone too far in this world, and think you to comprehend the way of Alyon? Then said I, Yea, my Adonai. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show you 3 ways, and to place forth 3 similitudes before you. Wherefore, if you can declare me one, I will show you also the way that you desire to see, and I shall show you from whence the wicked heart comes. And I said, Tell on, my Adonai. Then said he unto me, Go your way, weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that you should ask such things of me? And he said unto me, If I should ask you how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how much springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how much springs are above the expanse, or which are the outgoings of paradise, perchance you would say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into Sheol, neither did I ever climb up into the Shamayim. Nevertheless, how now have I asked you but only of the fire and wind, and of the day wherethrough you have passed, and of things which you cannot be separated, and yet can you give me no answer of them? Ooh. He said, Moreover unto me, your own things and such as are grown up with you, can you not know? How should your vessel then be able to comprehend the way of Al-Alyan? And the world being now outwardly corrupted to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight. Then said I unto him, It were better that we were not at all, than that we should live still in wickedness, and to suffer, and not to know wherefore. He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the trees took counsel, and said, Come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away before us, and that we may make us more woods. The floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, Come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. The thought of the wood was vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to naught, for the sand stood up and stopped them. If you were judge now betwixt these two, whom would you begin to justify, or whom would you condemn? I answered and said, Truly it is a foolish thought that they both have devised, for the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea also has his place to bear his floods. Then answered he me, saying, You have given a right judgment, but why judge you not yourself also? For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to the floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth, and he that dwells above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. Then answered I and said, I beseech you, O Yahuwah, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Yashar'Al is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom you have loved is given over unto wicked nations, and why the Thurah of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written oaths come to no effect, and we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain Hasad. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. And answered he me and said, The more you search, the more you shall marvel, for the world hastens fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is filled with unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things wherefore you ask me, I will tell you. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown passeth not away, then cannot it come that is sown with Tau, righteousness? For the grain of evil seed has been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much wickedness has it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it bring forth unto the time of threshing come? Ponder now by yourself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed has brought forth. And when the ears shall be sown, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill? Then I answered and said, How and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, Do not you hasten above all yon, for your haste is in vain to be above him, for you have much exceeded. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chamber, saying, How long shall I hope on this fashion? When comes the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer, saying, Even when the number of seed is filled in you, for he was weighed the world in the balance, for he has weighed the world in the balance. By measure has he measured the times, and by number has he numbered the times, and he does not move nor stir them until the said measure be completed. Then answered I, said, O Yahuah Adonai, we all are filled with hatah, and for our sakes perchance it is that the floors of the righteous are not filled, because of the hatah of them that dwell upon the earth. So he answered me and said, Go your way to a woman with child, and ask of her when she is completed her 9 months, if her womb may keep the birth any longer within her. Then said I, No, Adonai, that can she not. And he said unto me, In Sheol the chambers of the souls are like the womb of a woman. For like as a woman who travails makes haste to escape the necessity of the travail, even so do these places hasten to deliver those things that are committed unto them. From the beginning, look, what you desire to see, it shall be showed you. Then answered I and said, I have found favor, if I have found favor in your sight, and if it be possible, and if I be meet, therefore, show me then whether there be more to come than is past, or more past than is to come. What is past I know, but what is for to come I know not. And he said unto me, Stand up upon the right side, and I shall expound the similitude unto you. So I stood and saw, and behold, a hot burning oven passed by before me. And it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained still. After this there passed by before me a watery cloud, and sent down much rain with a storm. And when the stormy rain was past, the drops remained still. Then said he, unto me. Consider with yourself, as the rain is more than the drops, and as the fire is greater than the smoke, but the drops and the smoke remain behind, so the quantity which is passed do more exceed. Then I palal and said, May I live, do you think, until that time, or what shall happen in those days? He answered me and said, As for the tokens wherefore you are asking me, I may tell you of them in part. But as touching your life, I am not sent to show you, for I do not know it. Chapter 5. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of Ammonah. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now you see, or that you have heard long ago, and the land that you see now to have root shall you see wasted suddenly. But if Al Elyon grant you to live, you shall see after the third Shupar that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day, and blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule, whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. And the Sodomish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which multitudes have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be a confusion also in multitudes of places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beast shall change their places, and menstruous females shall bring forth monsters, and salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of a multitude, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness be incontinency. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. One land also shall ask another and say, Is righteousness that makes a man righteous gone through you? And it shall say, No. At the same time shall males hope, but obtain nothing. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. To show you such tokens I have leave, and if you will palal again and weep as now and fast 7 days, you shall hear yet greater things. Then I awoke, and extreme fear went through all my body, and my mind was troubled, such that I fainted. So the angel that was come to talk with me held me, comforted me, and placed me up upon my feet. And in the second night it came to pass that Sha'alti'al, the captain of the people, came unto me, saying, Where have you been? Why is your countenance so heavy? Know you not that Yashar'Al is committed unto you in the land of their captivity? Up then and eat bread, and forsake us not, as the shepherd that leaves his flock in the hands of cruel wolves. Then I said unto him, Go your ways from me, and come not nigh me. And he heard what I said, and went from me. And so I fasted 7 days, mourning and weeping, like Uriel the angel commanded me. And after 7 days, so it was, that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me, and my soul recovered by the Ruach Ha'Qadash, and I began to talk with Al-Alyon again. Ruach of understanding. And said, O Yahuah, Adonai, of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, you have chosen one only vine. And of all lands of the whole world you have chosen one pit, and of all flowers thereof one lily. And of all the depths of the sea you have filled one river, and of all built cities you have hallowed Zion unto yourself. And of all the fowls that are created you have named one dove, and of all the cattle that are made you have provided one sheep. And among all the multitudes of peoples you have gotten one people, and unto this people whom you love you gave one Torah that is approved of all. And now, O Yahuah, why have you given this one people over unto the multitudes, and upon the one root have you prepared others? And why have you scattered your only one people among the multitude? And they which did gainsay your promise and believe not your oath have trodden them down. If you did so much hate your people, yet should you punish them with your own hands. Now when I had spoken these words, the angel that came to me the night afore was sent unto me, and said, Hear me, and I will instruct you. Hearken to the thing that I say, and I shall tell you more. And I said, Speak on, my Adonai. Then said he unto me, You are sore troubled in mind for Yashar'Al's sake. Love you that people better than he that made them? And I said, No, Adonai, but every grief have I spoken, for my mind pains me every hour while I labor to comprehend the way of Al-Alyon and to seek out part of his judgment. And he said unto me, You cannot. And I said, Wherefore, Adonai? Whereunto was I born then? Or why was not my mother's womb then my grave? That I might not have seen the travails of Yaakov and the weariness toil of the stock of Yashar'Al. And he said unto me, Number me the things that are not yet come. Gather me together the dross that are scattered abroad. Make me the flowers green again that are withered. Open me the places that are closed, and bring me forth the winds that in them are shut up. Show me the image of a voice, and then I will declare to you the things that you labor to know. And I said, O Yahuah Adonai, who may know these things, but he that has not his dwelling with Adam? As for me, I am unwise. How may I then speak of these things where you ask me? Then said he unto me, Like as you can do none of these things that I have spoken of, even so can you not find out my judgment, or in the end the love that I have promised unto my people. And I said, Behold, O Yahuwah, yet are you nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. And what shall they do that have been before me, or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. So I answered and said, Could you not make those that have been made and be now, and that are for to come at once, that you might show your judgment sooner? Then answered he me, saying, The creature may not hasten above the Maker, neither may the world hold them at once that shall be created therein. And I said, As you have said unto your servant, that you, which give life unto all, have given life at once to the creature that you have created, and the creature bore it, even so it might now also bear them that now be present at once. And he said unto me, Ask the womb of a woman, and say unto her, If you bring forth children, why do you it not altogether, but one after another? Palal her therefore to bring forth 10 children at once. And I said, She cannot, but must do it by distance of time. Then said he unto me, Even so have I given the womb of the earth to those that be sown in it in their times. For like as a young child may not bring forth the things that belong to the aged, even so have I disposed the world which I created. And I asked and said, Seeing you have now given me the way, I'll proceed to speak before you. For our mother, of whom you have told me that she is young, draws now nigh unto age. He asked me and said, Ask a woman who bears children, and she shall tell you. Say unto her, Wherefore are unto they whom you have now brought forth, like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer you, They that be born in the strength of the youth are of one fashion, and they that which be born in the time of age, when the womb fails, are otherwise. Consider, therefore, also, how that you are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than you, as the creatures which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth. Then I said, Adonai, I beseech you, if I have found favor in your sight, show your servant by whom you visit your creature. Chapter 6. And he said unto me, In the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, and even the foundations of paradise were laid. Before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measure of the expanse were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now transgress were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered Amunah for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Baruk Yahuah. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? And he said unto me, from Abraham to Yitzhak, and when Yaakov and Esau were born of him, Yaakov's hand first held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Yaakov is the beginning of it that follows. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, AZRaH, ask you not. And I answered then and said, O Yahuwah Adonai, if I have found favor in your sight, I beseech you, show your servant the end of your tokens, wherefore you showed me part last night. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon your feet, and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as if it were a great motion, but the place where you stand shall not be moved. And therefore when it speaks, be not afraid, for the world is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembles and is moved, for it knows that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet, and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spoke, and the sound of it was like the sound of a multitudes of waters. Baruk Yahuah. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be completed. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The Sepharim shall be opened before the expanse, and they shall all see together. They shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The females which bring with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the filled storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the shupar shall give a sound which, when every man hears, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remains from all those that I have told you shall escape, and see my Yeshua and the end of your world. And the males that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for Amunah, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood, and these words said he unto me, I am come to show you the time of the night to come. If you will palal yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell you greater things by day than I have heard. For your voice is heard before all Alyon, for all has seen your righteous dealing. He has seen also your chastity, which you have had ever since your youth. And therefore he has sent me to show you all these things, and to say unto you, be of taub comfort and fear not. Hasten not with the times that are past to think vain things, that you may not hasten from the latter times. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might complete the 3 weeks which he had told me. And in the 8th night was my heart vexed within me again, and I began to speak before all Alyon, for my Ruach was greatly on fire, and my soul was in distress. And I said, O Yahuwah, you spoke from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and your word was a perfect work. And then was the Ruach, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commanded you a fair light to come forth of your treasures, that your work may appear. Upon the 2nd day you made the Ruach of the expanse, and commanded it to part asunder, and to make a division betwixt the waters, that the one part might go up, and the other remain beneath. Upon the 3rd day you did command that the waters should be gathered in the 7 parts of the earth. 6 parts have you dried up and kept them, to the intent that of these some, being planted of Elohim and tilled, might serve you. For as soon as your word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruits, and a multitudes of diverse pleasures for the taste, and flowers of unchangeable color, and odors of wonder-filled smell. And this was done the 3rd day. Upon the 4th day you commanded that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gave them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. Upon the 5th day you said unto the 7th part, where the waters were gathered, that it shall bring forth living creatures, fowls, and fish. And so it came to pass. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things, at the command of Elohim, that all people might praise your wondrous works. Then did you ordain 2 living creatures, the one called Behemoth and the other called Leviathan, and did separate the one from the other, for the 7th part, namely where the water was gathered together, might not hold them both. Unto Behemoth you gave 1 part which was dried upon the 3rd day, that he should dwell in the same part wherein are 1,000 hills. But unto Leviathan you gave the 7th part, namely the moist, and have kept him to be devoured, of whom you will and when. Upon the 6th day you gave commandment unto the earth, that before you it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. And after these, Adam also, whom you made Adoni of all creatures, of him came we all, and the people also, whom you have chosen. All this have I spoke before you, O Yahuwah, because you made the world for our sakes. As for the other nations which also came of Adam, you have said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falls from a vessel. And now, O Yahuwah, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to become Adonim over us and to devour us. But we, your people, whom you have called your firstborn, your Yachid, and your fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with this world? How long shall this endure? How long? Chapter 7. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me an angel, which had been sent unto me the night before. And he said unto me, Up, AZRaH, and hear the words that I am come to tell you. And I said, Speak on, my Elohim. Then he said unto me, The sea is placed in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case that the entrance was narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is built and placed upon a broad field, and is filled of all taub things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and placed in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water. And there is but one path between them, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man go at a time. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger placed before it, how shall he receive the inheritance? And I said, It is so, Adoni. Then he said unto me, Even so also is Yashar'Al's portion. Because for their sakes I have made the world. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that none Slovakia. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done, Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, filled with sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, filled of perils and much pain. For the entrances of the former world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruits. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Now therefore, why disquiet yourself, seeing you are but a corruptible man? And why are you moved, whereas you are but mortal? Why have you not considered in your mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Then answered I, and said, O Yahuah Adonai, you have ordained in your Thurah that the righteous shall inherit these things, but that the wicked shall perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. And he said unto me, there is no judge above Elohim, and none that has understanding above all Elyon. For there be multitudes that perish in this life, because they despise the Thurah of Yahuah that is placed before them. For Elohim has given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of Al-Elyon that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his Thurah have they despised, and denied his oaths. In his statutes have they not been loyal, and have not performed his works. And therefore AZRaH, for the empty are empty things, and the filled are the filled things. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told you shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen. When she appears, she shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth. That now is withdrawn from the earth. Baruk Yahuah. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. For my son Yahusha shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall praise within 400 years. After these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all males that have life. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgment, so that no man shall remain. And after 7 days, the world that yet awakes not shall be raised up, and that shall die, that is corrupt. And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her, and so shall the dust, those that dwell in silence, and the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. And all Elyon shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. but judgment only shall remain. Truth shall stand, and Amunah shall wax strong. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed, and the Taub deeds shall be of force, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule. Then the pit of torment shall appear, and opposite it shall be a place of rest. And the furnace of Sheol shall be disclosed, and opposite the paradise of delight. Then all Alyon will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead, Look now and understand whom ye have denied, whom ye have not served, whose commandments you have despised. Look on this side and on that. Here are delight and rest, and there are fire and torment. Thus he will speak to them on the day of judgment, a day that has no sun or moon or stars, or cloud or thunder or lightning or wind or water, or air or darkness or evening or dawning, or summer or spring or heat or winter or frost or cold or hail or rain or dew or noon or night or dawn or shining or brightness or light, but only the splendor of the esteem of all Alyon, by which all shall see what has been determined for them. For it will last for about a week of years. This is my judgment, and it is prescribed order, and to you alone have I shown these things. I answered and said, O Yahuwah Sabaoth, I said, then I say now, Baruch it are those who are alive and guard your commandments. But what of these? But what of those for whom I palal? For whom among the living is there that has not transgressed, or who among Adam that has not transgressed your oath? And now I see that the world to come will bring delight to few, but torment to a multitude. For an evil heart has grown up in us, which has alienated us from Elohim, and has brought us into corruption and the ways of death, and has shown us the paths of perdition, and removed us far from life. And that not just a few of us, but almost all who have been created. He answered me and he said, Listen to me, AZRaH, and I will instruct you and will admonish you yet again. For this reason, Alyon has made not one world but two. For whereas you have said that the righteous are not much but few, while the wicked abound, hear the explanation for this. If you have just a few precious stones, will you add to them lead and clay? I said, Yahuwah, how could that be? And he said to me, Not only that, but ask the earth, and she will tell you. Defer to her, and she will declare it to you. Say to her, You produce gold and silver and brass, and also iron and lead and clay. But silver is more abundant than gold, and brass than silver, and iron than brass, and lead than iron, and clay than lead. Therefore, judge therefore, which things are precious and desirable, those that are abundant or those that are rare? I said, O Yahuwah Sabaoth, what is much is of less worth, and what is fewer, rare, is more precious. He answered me and had said, Weigh within yourself what you have thought, for he who has what is hard to get praise more than he who has what is plenty-filled, abundant. So also will be the judgment which I have promised, for I will praise over the few who shall be saved, because it is they who have made my esteem to prevail now, and through them my name has now been esteemed. And I will not grieve over the multitudes of those who perish, for it is they who are now like a mist, and are similar to a flame and smoke. They are placed on fire, burned hotly, and extinguished. I replied and said, O earth, what have you brought forth? If the mind is made out of the dust like the other created things. For it would have been better if the dust itself had not been born, so that the mind might not have been made from it. But now the mind grows with us, and therefore we are tormented, because we perish and know it. Let mankind lament, but let the beasts of the field be glad. Let all who have been born lament, but let the four-footed beasts and the flocks give praise. For it is much better with them than with us, for they do not look for a judgment, nor do they know of any torment or Yahusha promised to them after death. For what does it profit us that we shall be preserved alive, but cruelly tormented? For all who have been born are involved in iniquity, and filled with crimes, and burdened with transgression. And if we were not to come into judgment after death, perhaps it would have been better for us. He answered me and said, when Al-Elyon made the world and Adam and all who have come from him, he first prepared the judgment and the things that pertain to the judgment. And now understand from your own words, for you have said that the mind grows with us. For this reason, therefore, those who dwell on earth shall be tormented, because though they had understanding, they committed iniquity. And though they received the commandments, they did not guard them. And though they obtained the AZRaH, they dwelt untrusting with what they had received. What then will they have to say in the judgment? Or how will they answer in the last times? For how long a time is it that Al-Elyon has been patient with those who inhabit the world, and not for their sake, but because of the times which he has foreordained? I answered and said, if I have found favor in your sight, O Yahuwah, show this also to your servant, whether after death, as soon as every one of us yields up his soul, we should be kept in rest until those times to come when you have renewed the creation, or whether we shall be tormented at once. He answered me and said, I will show you that also, but do not be associated with those who have shown scorn, nor number yourself among those who are tormented. For you have a treasure of works laid up with Al-Elyon, but it will not be shown to you until the last times. Now concerning death, the teaching is, when the decisive decree hath gone forth from Al-Elyon that a man shall die, as the Ruach leaves the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all, it adores the esteem of Al-Elyon. And if it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not guarded the way of Al-Elyon, and who have despised his AZRaH, and have hated those who fear Elohim, such Ruach shall not enter into habitations, but shall immediately wander about in torments, even grieving and sad. in 7 ways. The first way, because they have scorned the Thurah of Al-Alyan. The second way, because they cannot now make a righteous repentance that they may live. The third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the oaths of Al-Alyan. The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they shall see how the habitations of the others are guarded by angels in profound salah, quiet, rest. The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will pass over into torments. And the seventh way, which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall wither with fear at seeing the esteem of Al-Alyan, by whom they have transgressed while they were alive, and before whom they are to be judged in the last times. Now, this is the order of those who have guarded the ways of Al-Alyan, when they shall be separated from their mortal bodies. During the time that they live in it, they laboriously serve Al-Alyan and withstood danger every hour, that they might guard the Thurah of the Thurah giver perfectly. Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they shall see with great guile and esteem of him who receives them, for they shall have rest, salah, in 7 orders. Baruk Yahuah. The first order, because they have striven with great efforts to overcome the evil thought which was formed within them, that it might not lead them astray from life unto death. The second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the wicked wander, and the punishment that awaits them. The third order, they see the witnesses which he who formed them bear concerning them, that while they were alive they guarded the Thurah which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which they now give thanks for, being gathered into their chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet, and the esteem which awaits them in the last days. The fifth order, they praise that they have now escaped what is corruptible and shall inherit what is to come. And beside, they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious tzedakah which they are to receive, and guile in immortality. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. Baruk Yahuah. The seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned, because they shall praise with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion, and shall be glad without fear, for they hasten to behold the face of him whom they served in life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when magnified. This is the order of the souls of the righteous, and henceforth is announced. And the aforesaid are the ways of torment which those who would not give heed shall suffer hereafter. I answered and said, will time therefore be given to the souls after they have been separated from their bodies to see what you have described to me? And he said unto me, they shall have that for 7 days, so that during those 7 days they may see the things of which you have been told, and afterward they shall be gathered into their habitations. Baruk Atah Yahuah. I answered and said, if I have found favor in your sight, show further to me, your servant, whether on the day of the judgment the righteous will be able to intercede for the wicked, or to palal to al for them. Fathers for their sons, sons for their parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for kinsmen, and friends for those who are most dear. He answered me and said, since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is decisive and displays to all the seal of truth. Just as now a father does not send his son, or a son his father, or a master his servant, or a friend his dearest friend, to be ill or sleep or eat or be healed in his place, so no one shall ever palal for another on that day. Neither shall anyone lay burden on another, for then everyone shall bear their own righteousness and unrighteousness. Then said I, Abraham palal first for the inhabitants of Sodom, and Masha for the fathers that transgressed in the wilderness, and Yahusha after him for Yashar'Al in the time of Achan, and Shamuel and Dawood for the destruction of for the destruction, and Shalom for them that should come to the sanctuary, and Eliyahu for those that received rain, for the dead, and for the dead that he might live, and Yahusha for the people in the time of Khan-Charib, and much for much. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up and wickedness increased, and the righteous have palal for the wicked, wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much esteem abides. Therefore have they palal for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that has gotten the victory. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given to him, to have restrained him from transgressing. For what profit is it for Adam now, in the present time, to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O Adam, what have you done? For though it was you that transgressed, you are not fallen alone, but we all come of you. For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death, and that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves, being most wicked, are made vain? and that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly, and that the esteem of all Alyon is kept to defend them which have led a wary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. And that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endures forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it. For we have walked in unpleasant places, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Then he answered me and said, This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as you have said, but if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life. Wherefore Masha spoke unto the people while he lived, saying, Choose life that you may live. Nevertheless, they believe not him, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, and shall be guile over them that are persuaded to Yeshua. I answered then, and I said, I know, Yahuwah, that all Alyon is called filled with mercy, and that he has hasad upon them which are not yet come into the world, and upon those also that turn to his thurah, and that he is patient and long-suffering those that have transgressed as his creatures, and that he is filled with bounty, for he is ready to give where it is needed, and that he is of great chesed, for he multiplies more and more favor to them that are present and that are past, and also to them which are to come. For if he shall not multiply his favor, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein. And he pardons, for if he did not so, of his righteousness, that they which have committed iniquity might be eased of them. The 10,000th part of man should not remain living, and being judged, if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, and put out of the multitude of contentions, then there should be very few left, perchance in an innumerable multitude. Baruk Yahuah, family. So I wanted to show you something regarding the Malak, the angel. They call it Uriel. It's not really though. I'll show you what the letters are, but first I just want to show you how you have Aleph, Ua, Resh, Yod. The Yod at the end makes it possessive. That's why it says my light. Okay? H217. Aleph, Ua, Rash. They say it means light or flame. Right? Okay, so now let's go back. Now we have the name of the Malak. Aleph, Ua, Rash, light or flame. Yod, my light, my flame. Aleph, Lamed, Elohim. Okay? So they wrote here unclean words, we know, right? This is all unclean, but So let's say it's Yahuwah, Aluah, is my light, or my light is Elohim. That's how we can look at it too, right? So let me go show you the letters. Okay, here we go. So Aleph, Ua, Rosh, Yod, Aleph, Lamed. AZRaH. AZRaH. Okay? That's how it's actually going to be. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I also want to point out, in all the dialogue and conversation that's happening between AZRaH and Uriel, interchangeably, the prophet AZRaH calls the angel Yahuwah, Adonai, Elohim, all this. And the angel is not making correction of that. He's not doing a rebuke and saying, oh, Abba forbid, don't call me that. Don't, I'm just a creature like you. So some people think that when I say Mikael is Yah or Uriel is Yah, they think I'm crazy. But if you really are looking at the text and just what it says, then this will be the what the text shows. This is the conclusion. Baruk Yahuah. Okay, let's continue in the reading. Chapter 8. And he answered me, saying, Al-Alyan has made this world for a multitude, but the world to come for just a few. I will tell you a similitude, AZRaH, as when you ask the earth, it shall say unto you, that it gives much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made. But little dust that gold comes of, even so is the course of this present world. There be multitudes created, but few shall be delivered. So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. I'm on to that. For you have agreed to give ear and are willing to prophesy. For you have no longer space than only to live. O Yahuwah, if you suffer not your servant, that we may palal before you, and you give us seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit. How shall each man live that is corrupt, who bears the place of a man? For you are alone, and we all one workmanship of your hands, like as you have said. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and you give it members, your creature is preserved in fire and water, and 9 months your workmanship endures, your creature which is created in her. But that which keeps and is kept shall both be preserved. And when the time comes, the womb preserved delivers up the thing that grew in it. For you have commanded out of the part of the body, that is to say, out of the breast, milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast, that the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till you dispose it in your hasad. You brought it up with your righteousness, and nurtured it in your thurah, and reformed it with your judgment. And you shall mortify it as your creature, and quicken it as your work. If therefore you shall destroy him which with so great labor was fashioned, It is an easy thing to be ordained by your commandment, that the thing which was made might be preserved. Now therefore, Yahuwah, I will speak touching man in general, you know best, but touching your people, for whose sake I am sorry, and for your inheritance, for whose cause I mourn, and for Yashar'Al, for whom I am heavy, and for Yaakov, for whose sake I am troubled. Therefore will I begin to palal before you for myself and for them. For I see the falls of us that dwell in the land. But I have heard the swiftness of the judge which is to come. Therefore, hear my voice and understand my words, and I shall speak before you. This is the beginning of the words of AZRaH, before he was taken up. And I said, O Yahuwah, you that dwell in everlastingness, which behold from above things in the Shemayim and in the air, whose throne is inestimable, whose esteem may not be comprehended, before whom the hosts of angels stand with trembling, whose service is conversant in wind and fire, whose word is true and sayings constant, whose commandment is strong and ordinance filled with fear, whose look dries up the depths, and indignation makes the mountains to melt away, which the truth witnesses. O hear the petition of your servant, and give ear to the petition of your creature. For while I live, I will speak, and so long as I have understanding, I will answer. O look not upon the crimes of your people, but on them which serve you in truth. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, but the desire of those that guard your testimonies in affliction. Think not upon those that have walked feignedly before you, but remember them which according to your will have known your fear. Let it not be your will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught your Torah. Take no indignation at them which are deemed worse than beasts, but love them that always put their trust in your righteousness and esteem. For we and our fathers do languish of such diseases, but because of us criminals, you shall be called filled with Hasad. For if you have a desire to have chesed upon us, you shall be called filled with chesed to us, namely, that have no works of righteousness. For the just which have a multitude of righteous works laid up with you shall out of their own deeds receive reward. For what is man that you should take displeasure at him? Or what is a corruptible generation that you shall be so bitter towards it? For in truth, there is no man among them that be born, but he has dealt wickedly. And among the Amunah filled there is none which has not done amiss. For in this, O Yahuwah, your Qadashness and your Taubness shall be declared, if you be filled of chesed unto them which have not the confidence of Qadash works. Then answered he me and said, some things you have spoken are right, and according to your words it shall be. For indeed I will not think on the disposition of them which have transgressed before death, before judgment, before destruction, but I will celebrate over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage and the Yeshua, and the reward that they shall have. Like as I have spoken now, so shall it come to pass. For as the husbandman sows much seed upon the ground and plants multitudes of trees, and yet the thing that is sown, taub in his season, comes not up, neither does all that is planted take root, even so is it of them that are sown in the world. They shall not all be delivered. I answered then and said, If I have found favor, let me speak. Like as the husbandman's seed perish, if it come not up, and receive not your rain in due season, or if there come too much rain, that corrupt it. Even so perish man also, which is formed with your hand, and is called your own image, because you are like unto him, for whose sake you have made all things, and liken him unto the husbandman's seed. Be not wroth with us, but spare your people, and have chesed upon your own inheritance, for you are filled with mercy upon your creation. Then answered he me and said, Things present are for the present, and things to come, such as be to come. For you come far short that you should be able to love my creature more than I. But I have oft times drawn nigh unto you and unto it, but never to the unrighteous. In this also you are marvelous before all, in that you have humbled yourself as it becomes you, and have not judged yourself worthy to be magnified among the righteous. For multitude of great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand for yourself, and seek out the esteem for such as be like you. For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city built, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect righteousness and wisdom. The root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hidden from you, and corruption is fled into Sheol to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality. And therefore ask no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken their freedom, they despised Al-Alyon, thought scorn of his Thurah, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, saying in their heart that there is no Elohim, yea, and that knowing they must die. For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that man should come to naught. But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were not thanks filled unto him which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all males, but unto you, and a few like you. Then answered I and said, Behold, O Yahuwah, now have you showed me the multitude of the wonders which you will begin to do in the last times. But at what time you have not showed me. Chapter 9. He answered me then and said, Measure you the time diligently in itself, and when you see part of the signs past, which I told you before, then shall you understand that it is the very same time wherein Al-Alyan will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall you well understand that Al-Alyan spoke of those things from the days that were before you, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of Al-Alyan have plain beginnings in wonder and filled with power works and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by Amunah whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my Yahusha in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in a pity-filled case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away, filled with despite, shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefit and had not known me, and they that have loathed my AZRaH, will they had yet freedom, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know, if after death by pain. And therefore be not curious how the wicked shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be delivered, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Baruk Yahuah. Then answer I and said, I have said before and now do speak and will speak it also hereafter, that there be a multitude more of them which perish than of them which shall be delivered. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. And he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flower be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world. And now, when I prepare the world which was not yet made, even for them that dwell in that now live, no man spoke against me. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manner of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a AZRaH which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Nevertheless, if you will cease yet 7 days more, but you shall not fast in them, go into a field of flowers where no house is built, and eat only the flowers of the field. Taste no flesh, drink no wine, but eat flowers only. And palal unto Al-Alyan continually, then I will come and talk with you. So I went my way into the field which is called Ardath, like as he commanded me. And there I sat among the flowers, and did eat of the herb of the field, and the meat of the same satisfied me. After 7 days I sat upon the grass, and my heart was vexed within me like as before, and I opened my mouth and began to talk before all Elyon, and said, O Yahuah, you that show yourself unto us, you were showed unto our fathers in the wilderness, in a place where no man treads, in a barren place, when they came out of Mitzrayim. And you spoke, saying, Hear me, O Yashar'Al, and mark my words, you seed of Yaakov. For behold, I sow my thurah in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and you shall be esteemed in it forever. But our fathers which received the thurah kept it not, and observed not your ordinances. And though the fruit of your thurah did not perish, neither could it, for it was yours, yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. And lo, it is a custom, when the ground has received seed, or the sea a ship, or any vessel meat or drink, that being perished wherein it was sown, or cast into, that thing also which was sown or cast therein or received perish, and remaineth not with us. But with us it has not happened so. For we that have received the thurah perish by chatah, and our heart also which receive it. Notwithstanding, the thurah perish not, but remains in force. And when I spoke these things in my heart, I looked back with mine eyes, and upon the right side I saw a woman, and behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice, and much grief in her heart. Her clothes were rent, she had ashes upon her head. Then let I my thoughts go that I was in, and turned me unto her, and said unto her, Wherefore do you weep? Why are you so grieved in your mind? And she said unto me, Sir, let me alone, that I may bewail myself and add unto my sorrow, for I am sore vexed in my mind, and brought very low. And I said unto her, What ails you? Tell me. She said unto me, I, your servant, have been barren, and had no child, though I had a man 30 years. And those 30 years I did nothing else day and night, and every hour, but to make my petition unto all Elyon. After 30 years Elohim heard me, your handmaid, looking upon my misery, considering my trouble, and giving me a son. And I was very glad of him. So was my man also, and all my neighbors, and we gave great esteem unto Al Shaddai. And I nourished him with great travail. So when he grew up and came to the time that he should have a Shah, I made a feast. Chapter 10. And it so came to pass that when my son was entered into his wedding chamber, he fell down and died. Then we all overthrew the lights, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest unto the second day at night. And it came to pass, when they had all left off to comfort me to the end I might be quiet, then rose I up by night and fled, and came hither into this field, as you see. And I do now purpose not to return into the city, but here to stay, and neither to eat nor to drink, but to continually mourn and to fast until I die. Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spoke to her in anger, saying, You foolish woman, above all other, See you not our mourning and what has happened unto us? How that Zion, our mother, is filled with heaviness and much humble mourning, very sore. And now seeing we all mourn and are sad, for we are all in heaviness. Are you grieved for one son? For as the earth, and she shall tell you that it is she which ought to mourn for the fall of such a multitude that had grown up in her. For out of her came all at the first, and out of her shall all others come, and behold, they walk almost all into destruction. And a multitude of them is utterly rooted out. Who then should make more mourning than she, that has lost such a great multitude, and not you which are sorry for but one? But if you say unto me, my lamentation is not like the earth's, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pains and bore with sorrows. But the earth not so, for the multitude present in it according to the course of the earth is gone as it came. Then say unto you, like as you have brought forth with labor, even so the earth also has given her fruit, namely man, even since the beginning unto him that made her. Now therefore keep your sorrow to yourself, and bear with Qadash courage that which has befallen you. For if you shall acknowledge the determination of Elohim to be just, you shall both receive your son in time, and shall be commended among Ashim. Go, Ashaim. Go your way then into the city, to your Ash man. And she said unto me, that will I not do. I will not go into the city, but here will I die. So I proceeded to speak further unto her, and said, do not so, but be consoled by me. For how much are the adversities of Zion? Be comforted in regards of the sorrow of Jerusalem. For you see that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altars are broken down, and our temple is destroyed. Our psaltery is laid on the ground, our song is put to silence, our praise is at an end, the light of our menorah is put out, the ark of our oath is spoiled, our Qadash things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is a most profaned. Our children are put to shame, our priests are burnt, our Leviim are gone into captivity, our virgins are defiled, and our Ashaim ravished, our Qadash males carried away, our little ones destroyed, our young males are brought in bondage, and our strong males are become weak. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion has now lost her esteem, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. And therefore, shake off your great heaviness, and put away the multitudes of sorrows, that all may be filled with chesed unto you again, and all Elyon shall give you rest and ease from your labor. And it came to pass, while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceeding, and her countenance glistened, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, filled with fear, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, but there was a city built, and a large place showed itself from the foundations. And then I was afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, where is AZRaH, the angel who came unto me at the first. For he has caused me to fall into a multitude of trances, and my end is turned into corruption, and my palal to rebuke. And I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me, and looked upon me, and lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and my understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the right hand, and comforted me, and placed me upon my feet, and said unto me, What ails you? Why are you so disquieted? Why is your understanding troubled, and your thoughts, the thoughts of your heart? And I said, Because you have forsaken me, and yet I did according to your words, and I went into the field, and lo, I have seen, and yet see that I am not able to express. And he said unto me, Stand up like a man, and I will advise you. Then I said, Speak on, my Adonai, in me, only forsake me not, lest I die. Frustrate of my hope. For I have seen that I knew not, and hear that I do not know. Or is my sense deceived, or my soul in a dream? Now therefore I beseech you that you will show your servant of the vision. He answered me, and he said, Hear me, and I shall inform you, and tell you wherefore you are afraid. For Alyan will reveal the multitude of secret things unto you. He has seen that your way is right, for that your sorrow continually for your people, and make great lamentations for Zion. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which you lately saw. You saw a woman mourning, and you began to comfort her. But now see you the likeness of the woman no more, but there appear unto you a city, whereas she told you of the death of her son. This is the solution. This woman whom you saw is Zion. And whereas she said unto you, even she whom you see as a city built, whereas I say she said unto you that she have been 30 years barren, those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her. But after 30 years, Shalom built a city and offered offering, and then bore the barren a son, whereas she told you that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Jerusalem. But whereas she said unto you that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fall and died, this was the destruction that came to Jerusalem. And behold, you saw her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, you began to comfort her. And of these things which have chanced, these are to be open unto you. For now Alyan sees that you are grieved unfeignedly, and suffer from your whole heart for her. So has he showed you the brightness of her esteem, and the comeliness of her beauty. Baruk Atah Yahuah. And therefore I bade you remain in the field where no house was built, for I knew that Alyan would show this unto you. Therefore I commanded you to go into the field, whereas no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein Alyan begins to show his city, there can no man building be able to stand. And therefore fear not, let not your heart be frightened, but go your way, and see the beauty and the greatness of the building, as much as your eyes be able to see. And then shall you hear as much as your ears may comprehend. For you are Barak above a multitudes of others, and are called with Alyan, and so are but a few. But tomorrow at night you shall remain here, And so shall all Alyon show you visions of the high things which all Alyon will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days. So I slept that night, and another, like as he commanded me. Chapter 11. Then I saw a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth, and all the winds of the air blew on her and were gathered together. And I beheld, and out of her feathers there grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small. But her heads were at rest. The head in the midst was greater than the other, yet rested it with the remnant. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, and reigned upon the earth, and over them that dwelt therein. And I saw that all things under heaven were subject unto her, and no man spoke against her, no, not one creature upon earth. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose upon her talons, and spoke to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once, sleep every one in his own place, and watch by course. But let the heads be preserved for the last. And I beheld, and lo, the voice went not out of her heads, but from the midst of her body. And I numbered her contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose 1 feather, and reigned over all the earth. And so it was, that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up and reigned, and had a great time. And it happened that when it rained, the end of it came also like as the first, so that it appeared no more. Then came there a voice unto it, and said, Hear you that have borne rule over the earth so long, this I say unto you before you begin to appear no more. There shall none after you attain unto your time, neither unto the half thereof. Then arose the third, and reigned as the other before, and appeared no more also. So went it with all the remnant, one after another, as that everyone reigned, and they appeared no more. Then I beheld, and lo, in process of time the feathers that followed stood up upon the right side, that they might rule also. And some of them ruled, but within a while they appeared no more. For some of them were placed up, but ruled not. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the 2 little feathers. And there was no more upon the eagle's body, but 3 heads that rested, and 6 little wings. Then saw I also that 2 little feathers divided themselves from the 6, and remained under the head that was upon the right side, for the 4 continued in their place. And I beheld, and lo, the feathers that were under the wings thought to place up themselves, and to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was 1 placed up, but shortly it appeared no more, and the second was sooner away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, the 2 that remained thought also in themselves to reign. And when they so thought, behold, there awakened 1 of the heads that were at rest, namely, it that was in the midst, for that was greater than the other 2 heads. And then I saw that the other 2 heads were joined with it, and behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the 2 feathers under the wings that would have reigned. But this head put the whole earth in fear, and bore rule in it over all those that dwelt upon the earth with much oppression, and it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. And after this, I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained the two heads, which also in like sort ruled upon the earth and over those that dwelt therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. Then I heard a voice which said unto me, Look before you, and consider the thing that you see. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Here I will talk with you, and all Elyon shall say unto you, Are not you it that remain of the four living creatures, whom I made to reign in the world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fear-filledness over the whole earth, over the whole compass of the earth, with much wicked oppression, and so long a time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth have you not judged with truth? For you have afflicted the meek, and you have hurt those shalomable. You have loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and have cast down the walls of such as did you no harm. Therefore is your wrong dealings come up to all Elyon, and your pride unto all. All Elyon also has looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are completed. And therefore appear no more, you eagle, nor your horrible wings, nor your wicked feathers, nor your malicious heads, nor your hurt-filled claws, nor all your vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from your violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and hasad of him that made her. Chapter 12. And it came to pass, while the lion spoke these words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained, and the four wings appeared no more. And the two went unto it, and placed themselves up to reign. And their kingdom was small, and filled with uproar. And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. Then awakened I out of the trouble and the trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my Ruach, Lo, this have you done unto me, in that you search out the ways of all Elyon. Lo, yet am I weary in my mind, and very weak in my Ruach, and little strength is there in me for the great fear wherewith I was afflicted this night. Therefore will I beseech all Elyon that he will comfort me unto the end. And I said, Yahuah Adonai, if I have found favor before your sight, and if I am justified with you before a multitude of others, and if my petition indeed come up before your face, comfort me then, and show your servant the interpretation and the plain difference of this fright-filled vision, that you may perfectly comfort my soul, for you have judged me worthy to show me the last times. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom you saw come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision by your brother Daniel. but it was not expounded upon to him. Therefore now I declare it unto you, behold, the days will come, that there shall rise up a kingdom upon the earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. In the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another. Wherefore the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 wings signify which you saw. And for the voice which you heard speak, and that you saw not to go out from the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation, that after the time of that kingdom there shall arise a great striving, and it shall stand in peril of failing. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to his beginning. And whereas you saw the 8 small under feathers sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation, that in him shall arise 8 kings, whose time shall be but small, and their years swift. And 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching 4 shall be kept until the end begin to approach, but 2 shall be kept until the end. And whereas you saw 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation, in the last days shall Alyon raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew multitudes of things therein, and they shall have dominion over all the earth. And of those that dwell therein with much oppression above all those that were before them, therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. And whereas you saw that the great head appeared no more, it signifies that one of them shall die upon his bed, and yet with pain. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword. For the sword of the one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. And whereas you saw 2 feathers under the wings passing over the head, that is on the right side, it signifies that these are they whom Alyon has kept until their end. This is a small kingdom filled with trouble, as you saw. And the lion whom you saw rising up out of the wood, and roaring and speaking to the eagle, and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which you have heard. This is the anointed, which Alyon has kept for them, and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them, and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. For he shall place them before him alive in judgment. He shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with Hesed. Those that have been pressed upon my borders, he shall make them gill-filled until the coming of the day of the judgment, whereof I have spoken unto you from the beginning. This is the dream that you saw, and these are the interpretations. You only have been meet to know this secret of Alyon. Therefore write all these things that you have seen in a sapar, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts you know may comprehend and keep these secrets. But wait here yourself yet 7 days more, that it may be showed you whatsoever it pleases Alyon to declare unto you. And with that he went his way. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I did not come again into the city, they gathered them all together from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me, and said, What have we offended you? And what evil have we done against you, that you forsake us, sitting here in this place? For of all the prophets only you are left unto us as a cluster of the vintage, as a candle in a dark place, and as a haven or ship preserved from the storm. Are not the evils which are come to us sufficient? If you shall forsake us, how much better had it been for us if we also had been burned in the midst of Zion? For we are not better than they that died there. And they wept with a loud voice. Then answered I and said, Be of Taub comfort, O Yashar'Al. Be not heavy, you house of Yaakov. For all Elyon has you in remembrance, and all has not forgotten you in temptation. As for me, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but am come into this place to palal for the desolation of Zion, that I might seek Hasad for the low estate of your sanctuary. And now, go your way home, each man, and after these days will I come unto you. So the people went their way into the city, like as I commanded them. But I remained still in the field 7 days, as the angel commanded me, and did eat only in those days of the flowers of the field, and had my meat of the herbs. Chapter 13. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth fails when it feels the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of males, out of number, from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. Baruk Atah Yahuah. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet dared to fight. Sore afraid, and yet dared to fight. Baruk Atah Yahuah. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which had prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another multitude in Shalum Shalum filled multitude. And there came multiple people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, others brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened, and I said, You have showed your servant these wonders from the beginning, and have counted me worthy that you should receive my palal. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and a multitude of necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the latter days. And he answered and said unto me, The interpretation of the vision shall I show you, and I will open unto you the thing that you have required. Whereas you have spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time has kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and amunah towards Al Shaddai. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more barak than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas you saw a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom Al-Elyon has kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas you saw that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and a storm, and that he held neither sword nor instrument of war, but that the rushing of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation thereof. Behold, the days come when Al-Elyon will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed you before. And then shall my Son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as you saw them, willing to come and overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all Adam, being prepared and built like as you saw the hill graven without hands. And this my Son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the Thurah, which is like unto me. And whereas you saw that he gathered another Shalum filled multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Yahusha, the king, who Shalmaneser, king of Ashur, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Whee! That they might there guard their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Parath by the narrow places of the river. For Al-Yan then showed the signs for them and held still the flood that they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called AZRaH. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, all Yan shall stay the springs of the streams again, that they may go through. Therefore saw you the multitude with Shalum. But those that were left behind of your people are they that are found within my borders. Now when he destroys the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he show them great wonders. Then said I, O Yahuwah Adonai, show me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as you can neither seek out nor know the things that are in the depths of the sea, even so can no man upon the earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which you saw, and whereby you only are here lightened. For you have forsaken your own way, and applied your diligence unto my Torah, and sought it. Your life you have ordered in wisdom, and have called understanding your mother. And therefore have I showed you the treasures of all Yan. After another 3 days I will speak other things unto you, and declare unto you mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly to all Yan, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governs the same and such things as fall in their season. And there I sat 3 days. Chapter 14. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me, and said, AZRaH, AZRaH. And I said, Here am I, Yahuwah. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the thorn bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Masha, and talk with him, when my people serve in Mitzrayim. And I sent him and led my people out of Mitzrayim, and brought him up to the mount of where I held him by me a long season, and told him multitudes of wondrous things, showing him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shall you declare, and these shall you hide. And now I say unto you, that you lay up in your heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that you have seen, and the interpretations which you have heard. For you shall be taken away from all, and from henceforth you shall remain with my son, and with such as be like you, until the times be ended. For the world has lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. And there remains that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore, place your house in order, reprove your people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from your mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Place aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto you, and haste you to flee from the times. For yet greater evils than those which you have seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much the more shall evil increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled away, and falsehood is hard at hand. For now hasten the vision to come which you have seen. Then answer I before you, and say, Behold, Yahuwah, I will go as you have commanded me, and reprove the people which are present, but they that shall be born afterward, whom shall admonish them? Thus the world is placed into darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. For your AZRaH is burnt, therefore no man knows the things that are done of you, or the works that shall begin. But if I have found favor before you, send the Ruach Ha'Qadash into me, and I shall write them all that has been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in your AZRaH, that males may find your path, that they which will live in the latter days might live. And he answered me, saying, Go your way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek you not for 40 days. But look, prepare you multitude box tree, and take with you Sariyah, Dabariyah, Shalom Ethan, and AZRaH, these 5, which are ready to write swiftly, and come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in your heart, which shall not be put out till the end of the things be performed, which you shall begin to write. And when you have done, some things shall you publish, and some things shall you show secretly to the wise. Tomorrow, this hour, shall you begin to write. Then went I forth as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, and said, Hear these words, O Yashar'Al. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Mitzrayim, from whence they were delivered, and received the AZRaH of life, which they kept not, which you also have transgressed after them. Then was the land, even the land of Zion, parted amongst you by lot, but your fathers and you yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which all young commanded you. And for as much as he is righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you. And now are you here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if it so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, you shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain Hasad. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the wicked shall be declared. Let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek after me these 40 days. So I took the 5 males as he had commanded me, and we went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, AZRaH, open your mouth and drink that I give you to drink. Then I opened my mouth, and behold, he reached me a filled cup, which was filled as it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. And I took it and drank, And when I had drunken of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my Ruach strengthened my memory, and my mouth was opened and shut no more. Alyon gave understanding unto the 5 males, and they wrote the wonder-filled visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, I spoke in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days they wrote 92 Sepharim. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were completed, that Alyon spoke, saying, the first that you have written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read. But keep the 70 last, that you may deliver them only to such as be wise amongst the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so. Chapter 15. Behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in your mouth, says Yahuwah, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are Amunah filled and true. Fear not the imaginations against you. Let not the incredulity of them trouble you that speak against you. For all the un-Amunah filled shall die in their un-Amunah-ness. Behold, says Yahuwah, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their heartful works are completed. Therefore, says Yahuwah, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cries unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, says Yahuwah, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them not to dwell in the land of Mitzrayim, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Mitzrayim with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Mitzrayim shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Elohim shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fear-filled constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among males, and invading one and the other, and they shall not regard the king, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the males shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil the possessions, because of the lack of bread, and for a great tribulation. Behold, says Elohim, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, and from the east, and from Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do, Yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus says Yahuwah Elohim, my right hand shall not spare the criminals, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and has consumed the foundations of the earth, and the transgressors like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that chata and guard not my commandments, says Yahuwah. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power defile not my sanctuary, for Yahuwah knows all of them that chata against him, and therefore delivers he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. For Elohim shall not deliver you because you have chata against him. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arab shall come out with multitudes of chariots, and multitudes of them shall be carried away as the wind upon the earth, that they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join the battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of Ashur. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of Ashur shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among the kings. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, filled with wrath and storms. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. And blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of man unto the camels. And there shall be great fear-filledness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south, and from the north, and another part of the west, and strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east and west wind shall be destroyed. The great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up, filled with wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place a horrible star. Fire and hail and flying swords and multitudes of waters, that all fields may be filled, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains, hills, and trees of the wood and grass of the meadows, and their grain. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babal, and make her afraid. They shall come to her, beseech her. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and the smoke go up unto heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And you, Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babel, and are the esteem of her person, woe be unto you, you wretch! Because you have made yourself like unto her, and have decked your daughters in whoredom, that they might please and magnify in your lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredoms with you. You have followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, says Elohim, I will send plague upon you, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste your house with destruction and death. And the esteem of your power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall arise that is sent over you. You shall be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive you. Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against you, says Yahuwah, if you had not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of your hands and saying over their dead when you were drunken, place forth the beauty of your countenance. The reward of your whoredom shall be in your bosom, therefore shall you receive recompense. Like as you have done unto my chosen, says Yahuwah, even so shall Elohim do unto you, and shall deliver you into mischief. Your children shall die of hunger, and you shall fall through the sword. Your cities shall be broken down, and all yours shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. You as an ungill shall come through the sea and receive plagues again. And in the passage they shall rush on the idol city, and shall destroy some portion of your land, and consume part of your esteem, and shall return to Babal that was destroyed. And you shall be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto you as fire, and shall consume you and your cities, your land, and your mountains, and your woods, and your fruit-filled trees shall they burn up with fire. Your children shall they carry away captive, and look what you have they shall spoil and mar the beauty of your face. Chapter 16. Woe be unto you, Babel and Asia. Woe be unto you, Mitzrayim and Aram. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he whom may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it has begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer? All Yahuwah sends the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he who may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahuwah shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quakes, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fish thereof also, before Yahuwah, and before the esteem of his power. For strong is his right hand, that bends the bow. His arrows that he shoots are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer return not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of the famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges and for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be mind-filled of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a taub case, and even then shall evil grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For multitudes of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other escape. The hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth or to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather it? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of Adam, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, as in an orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow filled with thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The females shall mourn, having no males. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall be their bridegrooms destroyed, and their males shall perish from the famine. Hear now these things and understand them, you servants of Yahuwah. Behold the word of Yahuwah. Receive it. Believe not the lying spirits of whom Yahuwah spoke. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And when a woman with child in the 9th month brings forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child comes forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come up upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to your battle, and in those evils be even as the pilgrims upon the earth. He that sells, let him be as he that flees away, and he that buys as one that will loose. He that occupies merchandise as that has no profit by it, and he that builds as that he shall not dwell therein. he that sows as if he should not reap, so also he that plants the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor, labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits, and spoil their possessions, overthrow their houses, and take their children captive. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their chatah, says Yahuah, Baruk Yahuah. Like as a whore envies a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decks herself, and shall accuse her to her face when he comes, that shall defend him that diligently searches out every chatah upon the earth. And therefore, be ye not like thereunto, nor to the works thereof, for yet a little, and iniquity shall be taken away out of the earth, and righteousness shall reign among you. Let not the transgressor say that he has not transgressed, for Elohim shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which says before Yahuwah Elohim and his esteem, I have not transgressed. Behold, Yahuwah knows. Behold, Yahuwah knows all the works of man, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts. Which spoke but the word, let the earth be made, and it was made. Let the heavens be made, and it was created. In his word were the stars made, and he knows the number of them. He searches the deep and the treasures thereof. He measured the sea and what it contains. He has shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his word he has hanged the earth upon the waters. Baruk Yahuah. He spread out the heavens like a vault upon the waters. He formed it. In the desert has he made springs of water and pools upon the tops of the mountains, that the floods might pour down from on high, from the high rocks, to water the earth. Whee! He made man, put his heart in the midst of the body, and gave him breath, life, and understanding. Yea, and the Ruach Al Shaddai, which made all things and searches out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. Surely he knows your inventions and what you think in your heart, even them that hatah and would hide their transgression. Therefore has Yahuwah exaltedly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your crimes are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before Adam, and your own hatah shall be your accuser in that day. What will you do? How will you hide your hatah before Elohim and his malakim? Behold, Elohim himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your hatah and forget your iniquity. Meddle no more with them forever. So shall Elohim lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered to idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahuwah. They shall be like madman, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahuwah. For they shall waste and take away their possessions and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known, who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved, says Yahuwah, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Elohim is your guide, and the guide of them who guard my commandments and precepts, says Yahuwah Elohim. Let not your chatah weigh you down, let not your iniquity lift up themselves. Woe! Woe be unto them that are bound with their chatah and covered with their iniquity, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. Baruk Yahuah family, that concludes the reading of AZRaH 4, aka 2nd Esdras. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Email me any questions, concerns, palal requests. Baruk Atah Yahuah Arani Tara for Mashpaka. Please give us your gil, shalom, and hasad. In Yahusha's name. Amen. By the power and will of Yahuwah, Yahusha, the Messiah, the one who we love him because he first loved us, right? Because while we were yet enemies at enmity with the Most High, he humbled himself, he took on flesh, he took on the role of a servant, he lived a perfect, righteous, or Qadash life. He willingly laid his life down, no one took it from him. He bore our iniquities on his body. He was impaled on a tree. He was in the tomb 3 days, and he rose again in power, in sovereignty, in majesty, in all esteem. All esteem Yahusha. Yahusha comes in the name of the Father Yahuwah. Baruch is he who comes in the name of the Most High. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll also find the email in the description of all YouTube videos. So send us a message, a praise report, a prayer request. Much love.